Hello, everybody. I'm Howie. I'm your host tonight, and welcome to the chill room. And everyone is welcome. Want to thank our longtime sponsor, DJEventPlanner.com, and they will be down below when this gets published to YouTube with a hyperlink, and our other sponsors as well, which we very much appreciate. So let me introduce my cast of characters from Chicagoland. We have Buddy with us. Hello, Buddy. Thank you for being here. And we have, oh my gosh, I can't read now. We have Jay Brannon from Swinging Temecula, California.
What's up, Howie?
We have New Hampshire Eric. And the one and only BSR, Brian S. Red, with us. And we have Kevin. And Kevin, where are you from again? Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
I'm a bucknut.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to do a topic tonight, as we always say at the end of the show, and we'll say it at the beginning now. If you have a topic you want us to cover, because we cater pretty much to the solo op and the beginners here, just starting out, send us a topic and we'll do our very best to cover that for you, either in part or in whole. And tonight's topic is, let me see, how often... oh my gosh, I should have put my cheaters on. Okay. When you, as a DJ, are there other skills that you can translate into an income? Those particular skills, and I know there's a bunch of us in here that have done that, whether it be with video or, teaching, tutoring, traveling, whatever. Buddy, what do you think? Well, do you have an idea of how you can translate your DJ skills into other income, especially during off hours or months, rather?
Well, you can translate what you learned in the DJ world, and it's also running a business. So if you can run your business, and we're all small business people, you can translate that into other areas, other things, such as, let's say you wanted to start a second smaller business, or you wanted to expand your business, or if you wanted to join, there's business clubs. You can join other business-minded people in your area, small local communities that are they're bankers or lawyers or insurance agents, and you can talk to them and you network that way. And that's one of the things that, being a small business person, networking is a huge thing, and getting to know other people in your neighborhood, getting to know other businesses in your area is one of the ways you could take your skills you've learned how to DJ, how to talk to people, how to do certain things, understand time management. That's another big thing with DJing, as well as understanding flow of an evening, and take that and put that into a group or meeting that you meet people and explain to them how you do your business, but also how can you help them in their business, and maybe be a consultant and charge them a small fee for a consultant, how to be better in time management, how to be better in organizational skills and so forth. So that's one of the things that the DJ, we have a lot of balls we throw up in the air. We're basically juggling. Yeah. And sometimes you can show someone that and maybe charge a few dollars for that and help them out and grow their business, and they become a hero to them.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And how about you, Kevin, from Ohio?
Some of the things I'm looking at that I think I can take the DJ and move into other things is like trivia, karaoke, but I'm not so sure I want to do that. But the trivia thing I'm very interested in to roll into that, because your MC skills are very important in trivia.
Mm-hmm.
And my MC skills I've had before DJing because I was in the retail field of DIY. Also customer service with ice cream company, dealing with individual owners of the businesses, sales. So a lot of that sort of intersperses also with my general knowledge of computers. I've been able to help other people sort of maybe if they're old school with CDs and music of that older nature, get it updated to MP3s or FLAC or whatever format they have it in. So I've done some help with some people getting their music sort of updated to a more convenient form so that they can not have a table full of CDs, which is scary. So
Yeah.
there's lots of things that a DJ knows how to do that will work and gravitate into other venues, other occupations. So, and I'm looking even for more. That's why I'm on here and constantly learning new things to expand my horizon.
You are going to hear some cool stuff tonight, especially with our last two guests who I'm saving. But you make a good point there. You know, you if you're going to survive, you have to translate, your DJ skills to other areas in your life to have multiple sources of income, in my opinion. So, Eric, how about you?
Well, Kevin did bring up the karaoke. That's great for your off nights. Obviously, that's a way to
Mhm.
your DJ business. But there's also, you want to talk about photo booth. I tried it. It's not for me because I work alone. But if you have someone that goes along with you, they can run off and deal with the jam printer or whatever is going on over there while you can still maintain the crowd. I learned the hard way. It's not easy to do when you're a one-man band to run.
Right.
So I kind of got out of that. And then obviously you've got the computer skills. We all have that obviously today. Back in the day we didn't. And I've also got like a little side thing. Not much to do with DJing, but I repair computers and build them and and I mean that's about all I got. I can't wait to hear what Brian and Jay's got.
No, but you make a good point. I do that as well. I mean, if you can be a tech, you're valuable.
Right.
And there's three people that I know of, and now with you saying that, there's four of us that do tech work. And that's a nice little, it still has to do with, music. And, you can make a nice buck on the side there, especially, during the winter months here when, nobody's getting married outside. That's for darn sure.
It's a good little side gig, the computer repair in the building. But
yeah. All right. Hey, let's go to Jay. Jay, before you answer that question, I would like to know. I think most people know your pedigree, as an awesome DJ and a demonstrator for Pioneer. It's been 18 years. How did you possibly get in with such a great company?
It's funny. I got in there because I wanted to buy a mixer. So I went online back in 2002 and started doing research, like for reviews and information. And it led me to the Pioneer DJ forum. So I was a full-time DJ and I had days off. So I joined the forum and started going through video and questions and answers. And I kept then posting answers and questions. And before you know it, it all starts to roll into one big thing. And they got sight of me. And that was really the way I got into the company. But I think for anyone today, if you have speakers, mixer, controller, CDJs, whatever gear you have, If you can speak to a crowd, play music, you got to look at everything around you. Go to a school. Say, hey, do you guys do a weekly meetup on the tarmac behind the school to do a presentation? We do. Do you have a PA system? We do. It's not very good. Well, for $100 a week or $200 a week, I mean, I know everyone in here gets $1,000 an hour to DJ. Liars. Like everyone in the world. But you got to be realistic. You know, you've got to times everything by 7 by 52. So if you can do something once a week and make $200, you know, you're making 10 grand a year. Well, if you did that 5 times, that's 50,000. If you did 10, it's 100,000. So look outside of the reality of, well, I've got a PA system. Go to a hotel. Do you have events during the week where they give presentations? I can do background music and provide a PA for 2 hours for $300. Great. We need that 4 times a week. That's 60 grand.
Yep.
Excuse me. I mean, don't look at it as how much can I make today? Look at it as how much can I make over time?
Long term.
And if you've got music and sound, you can cover a lot of stuff. New car show opening. The mall needs somebody on a Thursday afternoon. Nordstrom's wants somebody on a Wednesday at 2:00. If you are willing to hustle, if you are willing to work, if you think you're above it, you will fail. If you think you are better than that, you will fail. But if you are willing to simply get down and dirty and go outside and go to every venue, hotel, restaurant, mall, store, school, church, whatever, I have a PA system. Go to a band. You got some kids playing drums in his garage down the street. Hey, I rent my PA for $150 a night. You guys playing out? We're playing next Tuesday for 45 minutes. Great. I got a PA. Don't think of it as I'm a DJ with equipment. Think of it as each piece of gear is relatively valuable in a different environment. I mean, but I'm not going to lie. You get out what you put in. If you don't put in, you don't get out. So don't sit on your butt and think, well, I'm worth so much money. You're not worth anything if you're not getting paid. You are worth zero. The greatest DJ in the world, if he's not getting paid, is worth zero at that very moment. So 50 or $100 is more than you're already making. Either suck it up and go make it, or shut your mouth and sit at home and don't make a dime. Sorry, everybody. I know you wanted the nice answer. No, seriously, that's the reality.
No,
you could busk. You could be a busking DJ if you really were that like desperate. Go somewhere and start playing music and put a case out and let people throw quarters in. Those people can make a lot of money. I mean, if you're really hungry, prove it. But don't complain on Facebook. Oh, I'm not making anything. Get off your butt and go outside. Sorry.
Well, thank you, Jay, for the truth. I mean, that is the truth. Let's face it. You know, I mean, if you're going to, complain, maybe you're not doing what you should be doing. Now, here's a guy that I greatly admire coming up here is, Brian. And, he's not just a problem solver and a tech. He actually comes up with ideas and solutions. And I'm wondering, Brian, when, I don't know, what was it, back in the late 30s or something when you started your YouTube channel? What was it that prompted you to start that?
That was kind of a matter of communication, where you would go into a forum and you would ask a question and it would be taken out of context. And there were a lot of people there who misinterpreted it, and a lot of people being blasted. It wasn't a very friendly environment. And I think to hear the tone of my voice, maybe they would be a little less harsh or really kind of understand where I was coming from. And then it just happened that there were a lot of people out there who needed some help and tips. You learn a lifetime worth of things or a career worth of things when you've been doing it for as long as I had been doing it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you assume everybody knows the same things, but they really don't. So the little dumb things that the little tips you can give are helpful to people. But that really doesn't address what we're talking about today, or even what I do with the videos and the consulting and all that stuff. The average DJ is not doing that, nor do they have the ability to do that. I was sitting here as everyone was talking, thinking about what anybody could do. Not just somebody who's gifted tech-wise or somebody who's popular on social media or whatever that case may be. What about anybody? What can anybody do? It got me thinking. I identify as a wedding DJ when it comes to mobile stuff. That's what I do. It's something that I've been focusing on for probably the past 15, 20 years. That's my primary thing. But having said that, if I wanted to make income using my skills as a DJ during my off season, I have to think about what my on season is. That's primarily, it really kicks in June. And then it goes all the way through the end of October. That's the season.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what do you got? You got November, December, January, February, March, April, May. What could you possibly do there to make money as a DJ? Schools. Schools are always having dances. A lot of people don't want to do them, and I understand that. And like Jay was saying, if it's above you, whatever, you can't do it. But if you really want to make money as a DJ using the skills that you have as a DJ, I think most anyone who DJs a wedding, if they really took a minute to do their homework and figure out what music they needed, they could go out and they could do schools all the time. You could do 2 or 3 a week if you wanted to. There's weekday school activities. There's daytime school stuff. There's nighttime school stuff. There's weekend school stuff. The guy that I worked for when I was a teenager as a mobile guy, in fact, Buddy just dealt with him. He focuses on schools. That's what he does. He doesn't do weddings. And he's an agent. That's what he books. So those are the kind of things that I think you can do. Something else you could do. Again, it's off season. What are you going to do? Any bars or clubs into DJ? No, it's not wedding money, but it's something in your pocket.
Right.
So regardless of what your technical skill level is or your social media marketing clout is, anyone can do those things, I think. It's just a matter of being willing to do those things. And quite frankly, a lot of DJs just aren't willing to do it. But, geez, if I were able-bodied and maybe a little younger, those are the kind of things that I think I may be doing to supplement my income.
Right.
Even on top of everything else that I do. I'd probably do those things.
Yeah. I have done that in the past. And, Jay makes a lot of sense. And so do you when it's like, hey, look, if it's $200 and you do it 3 times a week, over a year's time, hey, you're making some bank here,
Yeah, I don't think you have to give it away. Though
right.
I will say that you're providing a premium. If you are providing a premium service, you should charge a fair price for what you're doing. Some schools are going to pay more than others. I totally understand that, but maybe sometimes it's a numbers game, which I've done a lot. Where I worked a lot.
Something is better than nothing, and I think you'll agree with that.
Yeah.
As long as you're not losing money, as long as you're not paying money to work.
No, but it would be like if you and I got up in the morning with a van, threw our gear in it, and left our house and said, I'm going to go work. Well, what are you going to do? Well, I got a school down the street. Let me go see them. I have the gear in the van.
Yeah.
Or if I went to a bar, if I went to a parking lot. I think we all look at, well, this is how much I charge. That's what I'm worth. Maybe for a wedding, maybe for whatever.
Right.
But to Brian's point, just go out there and, view it from the perspective of what did you make today as a DJ? If you didn't book anything or didn't gig, you made zero. So if you had to go do a 2-hour luncheon for a retirement home and they said, we have $300, we have $190, we have $250, you made nothing yesterday. Make that tomorrow, then maybe the next day and the next day. Yeah, it'd be great for us to make wedding money 7 days a week. But we can't all be insert name of fake DJ.
Well, no, I wasn't suggesting that you should be too good for anything. What I am suggesting is that you have to weigh out the wear and tear versus what you're making.
Right. And I agree with that. But I think there are times we've all done the $100 gig and we just keep it to ourselves like, hey, you know what? I was doing nothing else for half an hour on a Wednesday and I provided a PA for a freaking groundbreaking thing, whatever, at some place. I mean,
I mean,
what happens when you get older?
Ideally, I think we should look at what our equipment would cost to, let's just pretend it's a rent, because those are hours on equipment that you can't get back. So make sure you're at least making that and putting something in your pocket.
I 100% agree.
And all those things. That's all I'm saying. Money, I hate dealing with money. I hate dealing with numbers. But go out there and do what you got to do. Don't give it away. Because I know so many people who think they're making money as a DJ and they're really spending it. I remember a pal of mine, a really good pal of mine, was so excited because he went out and invested in something ridiculous like 12 photo booths. And this is, like 12, 13 years ago. Brendan, Jay knows my friend.
I know this story. Yeah.
He invested in like 12 photo booths and he's like, dude, look at my books. I brought in $91,000 in the first half of this year.
Yep.
Okay. Have you figured in what your salary is for all these people? Have you deducted that yet? Well, no, I haven't done that. Okay. Do that. And then tell me how much you made. And then also, I need you to tell me how much these booths cost and deduct that. And how much you have invested in printer ink and paper and props.
Taxes.
And then tell me that. And he did it, and he was like, dude, you suck.
Yeah.
I am so in debt right now. I'm like, well, yeah, it works that way. You have to figure everything in.
Right, but Brian, we all look at it as what's in your pocket, zero. And somebody gives you $300 and you immediately go, I got $300, even though you lose 25% to taxes. You lose this for expenses. You need to put gas in the car. I think if you genuinely look around where you are, just stay within 3 miles of your location and just go out one day and drive around and make notes and say, there's 7 churches, 6 schools, 2 VFWs, 1 Moose Lodge, 1 this, 1 that. And then the next day go out and say, I'm going to knock on doors. I mean, that's what it's come down to. I remember in the early 2000s, you and I talked about this once. There was a big trend in the mobile industry to do karaoke during the week and to do other events during the week to turn income on days where we as DJs don't normally make money. And I think, especially for me, I had an amazing wedding on Saturday, biggest, most expensive wedding I've ever picked up as far as my pay. But you got to then break it down. It took 23 hours to do. It took 13 hours on the day of. I had to rent a van for it. I had to pay for gas. But I still live in the la-la land of like, I made $600 an hour versus reality. When it's all said and done, I made around what I should.
A couple $100. Yeah. That's cool. As long as you clear a couple $100 when it's all said and done.
Right, exactly. But that's why if I had, I'm in the same boat you are, that Howie, that Eric, that Buddy, that everyone is. I don't have the drive to go out on a Monday morning like today, throw gear in the van and start knocking on doors. But if you do have it, I think you'd find you could probably get paid every day as a DJ because you do what a DJ does, which is music, sound, time management, as Buddy pointed out, all the skill set we have. It's valuable. How many times have we all done events where someone goes, Here's the announcements we need. Oh, you're not going to make them? No, we want you, the professional, to make them. Well, guess what? If somebody's doing a fashion show at the mall, who's announcing it? Well, I thought the parents would. I'm a professional announcer. For $200, I'd be happy to stand here with a microphone and make announcements. I'll put on a suit. I'll do this and this. We sell ourselves short too often. And I think it's a great topic tonight, Howie, to point out the opportunities that exist for us as DJs when we're not doing the gigs we want to do, weddings, clubs, whatever.
Well, it's interesting you should say that, Jay, because I got hired to do a summer event at this very, very famous old water wheel, and it was a millstone. That's how they used to grind up, grain into flour. Or
unlike you, Howie, I was not there in the day, but I've heard stories about the millstone days.
You were there. You were in a stroller, but
oh, that's true. Wait, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. But those people at first said, how much would it cost to rent your sound system? And, I gave them a price. I said, with a wired mic. And they go, well, we really want, a cordless mic and so forth and so on. And then, their wants and needs outweighed the price of me saying, hey, look, I'll DJ it for you and make the announcements for X amount of money. Unfortunately, they forgot to bring me the announcements till the event was halfway through and thank all of the sponsors from the lumberyard to hardware stores and beauty salons and on and on. And they said, just announce a few of them in between songs. And I said, look, I've only got 20 songs left and the night, the day is over, and so I said, trust me on this. Let me just do my thing.
No.
Bill, can you turn your mic off, please?
Did you grab something to eat or no?
Bill? Thank you. So in any event, what happened was I said, trust me on this. Let me just read them all at once and, say, hey, we want to thank our generous sponsors who've, put this all together. And I just read them all. It took less than 10 minutes. And then it was music, because nobody wants to hear a commercial in between every freaking song. And, getting back to, I forget who mentioned it before, but if your gear is sitting in storage, you're not making money. I mean, there's other ways. You could rent that out. I've done that. I've rented my stuff out as long as they put down a deposit with a credit card. I'm all for that. So, all right. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say before we put a fork in this?
Just fork it.
All righty. Thank you all for tuning in. And as always, if you have a topic you'd like us to cover, we'll be happy to do that. Until then, we'll see you next